Here the Everts looking on. Sister Claire Evert, Colette, and Jimmy.
And what must be going through Jimmy Evert's mind now? He came reluctantly in 1971 when she was 16 and reached the semi-finals here sensationally and set the whole world talking about her potential and how magnificently she's fulfilled that potential. And it looks as if this may be the final curtain. 5-2.
Well, she's been such a fine ambassador to women's sports, not just tennis players.
Well, and she said the other day that when it came to it against Sellers, she dug down and found something extra. Is there anything left today?
I think she may have been building too much for that match, and it just took too much out of her. And I think it was maybe a little bit of a letdown having to play Zina, who she's played 10 times. She's only lost 1 time to her, and that was 4 years ago.
On clay, of all things.
But Zina is not the player that she was 4 years ago. Not a good choice of shots there by Chris, going for the high part of the net again. She's definitely a little confused out there. Zina Garrison just has refused to give up and play dead. I mean, she's been a tenacious little fighter this whole match today.
She's really come back beautifully. Garrison, remember, was 2-5 in that first set, largely because of unforced errors. 14 unforced errors in the first 7 games of the first set. Only 3 in the last 6.
15-30.
And the one remaining question mark is, has she the true belief that she is going to beat Chris Evert here before an adoring crowd? We think that she has. I believe she has. It's on the line.
Well, she's not showing the nerves, John, that she showed last year against Martina Navratilova, because against Martina last year, she almost choked her brains out.
And they gave us all a heart attack.
Including myself.
Willard's having a bit of a heart attack down there just now.
I asked him if he got more nervous for the wedding or watching her play, and he says, I'm a little more nervous for the wedding, which is in about 3 weeks.
Oh, that is magnificent. So there was a little more left.
Good pickup here by Garrison, but watch Evert get over here. She's all the way out of the court, but really rifles a forehand for the winner. It's one of the few times she's gotten a ball past Garrison all day.
Well, everybody thinks that that was in, but I'm sorry to disappoint them. It was a fault. Or a let.
I believe it was a let.
A let, excuse me. But still, it's break point. Oh, clever.
Marvelous touch there by Garrison in the pressure situation, hitting a drop shot, which is such a low percentage shot. I wonder if she's feeling these nerves, John.
Reminds me of the drop shot that Arantxa Sanchez hit against Reggie at Wimbledon at match point down.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that is truly wonderful.
Oh, my gosh. It's match point.
Zina Garrison has played magnificent tennis from 2-5 down in the first set. Standing at match point. Listen to this.
Zina taking a couple deep breaths there. She's got to be thinking about this a little bit.
It's all over. And with that shot, an era has ended.
What a professional, though, Garrison is. She didn't make a big to-do about it, just said, showed very little emotion. She has so much respect for Chris, I know.
And the Everts ever ready to congratulate anyone who is good enough to beat Chris. Clapping for Zina Garrison, as for 20 years they've clapped and applauded their daughter. A disappointment for Andy, but at least she went out to a player playing at the peak of her form. And the fans here, who have been so loyal over those 20 years, will leave with a lovely memory. Chris Evert, the queen of American tennis, has done them proud today. All right, she lost, but she lost to a better player on the day, who herself had to find an awful lot from 2-5 down in the first set.
And if there's a player that deserves to beat Chris on this day, it'd have to be Zina Garrison. She's worked so hard, and she's such an unselfish player.
And one can only guess at the thoughts running through Chris Evert's head right now.
Zina waiting for Chris to walk off the court, embracing. Oh, what a moment.
You are witnessing a moment of history.
Chris trying to keep a composure there. Geez.